Thank you very much for watching this video. Before we begin, I wanted to include a disclaimer, as I include in my about section as well as in the description of this video. All of my readings are for entertainment purposes only. They are never, ever meant to diagnose, treat, or otherwise have any influence upon your own medical issues or situations that you may have. I always encourage everyone to make their own sound decisions, including legal matters, financial matters, and every other matter in your own life. These are for entertainment purposes only. As these are general tea leaf readings, again, it makes sense, therefore, that some of this information will resonate with you and some of it may not. You may find that some applies and some doesn't. That is completely normal and to be expected, as these are general tea leaf readings. So again, take what you will and leave what you don't, and simply enjoy your reading and hope that you find it informative and insightful. Thank you. Hello, my name is Sarah and welcome back to my YouTube channel. I hope that you enjoy this general bi-weekly tea leaf reading for the weeks of January the 30th and February the 6th of 2023. If you have found my channel as a result of watching the video that Bryce over at Esoteric Atlanta and I did this past week, oh my goodness, thank you so much. I love Bryce and I love every single one of you. All of your subscribes to my channel, your such kind comments and likes and emails. I cannot tell you genuinely and honestly how much I truly appreciate it. You are all friends, as Bryce says, you're all friends, and I genuinely thank you from the bottom of my heart for all of your support. It means so much. And I'm so happy that you are enjoying these tea leaf readings and finding them helpful and interesting. So with that being said, let's take a look at the tea leaves and see what God, Creator, Source, Universe, the Divine would like us to know for the next 2 weeks. As in many other videos that we've done so far on this channel, this cup is showing that we have one main event or situation for the next 2 weeks, which is going to be occurring at the start of this week, rather. You can see that around the sides of the cup, however, there is a fair amount of clear space. This indicates to me that we are going to be able to focus on this one main event or situation, whatever it is pertaining to, and not really be pulled in too many other directions. We're really going to be able to focus. That being said, however, we do have some smaller, very small events taking place near the start of the week, near the beginning of the week. We have 5 of them actually altogether. One here, 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 as well as here. Very short in terms of timing and would likely be completed within a matter of a day or 2. I just looked at the rim and I counted 8 individual events or situations which are taking place at the beginning of this week, 2 of which are more significant than the others. Many of them, however, are quite small in comparison, though, to the larger event, but the majority of them do lead to this main event or situation, which is being presented in the tea leaves right here. It does begin likely on Tuesday for the moment. There is certainly a new idea, a new concept, something new that is starting. It does involve documents, and there is a helpful individual who is involved. They likely have, this may sound strange, a longer shaped face, brown hair. There's likely money involved, and it is a very good situation. 2 different documents, one which is slightly more significant than the other. There's also reassurance. It also looks like a very important and very positive situation. It's very good. We're receiving very good things with this. It may take a little bit more effort on our part to receive this goodness. However, it is there. For the sake of not being repetitive, I'm only going to say this one time. Already I am seeing 2 happy faces. So I'm going to say that now, that likely we're going to be continuing to see happy faces throughout here. But for the sake of not saying it continually for the next few minutes, I'll just say it here right now, so that we can expect to be seeing some very good things. Be aware, essentially. Keep your perspective open, keep a balanced perspective. This is all helping to create a situation or scenario where there is stability involved. It may be slightly unconventional. In case you wonder what I mean by that, stability that is not from a normal way of having it. So for example, instead of a 9-to-5 job, we earn money from painting boxes. It could be something like that, but it's unconventional, but it's good and it's stable. You may recall, especially if you're watching this video after having watched the previous 3 videos, particularly if you also have been watching as a result from visiting Esoteric Atlanta's channel. Bryce's channel, where self, like inner work, kept coming up, kept appearing in the tea leaves the past 3 readings on this channel. I say that because oftentimes, as you can see in other videos, there is someone who is kneeling, someone in a kneeling, a prayer, a yoga position. In other words, doing our inner work, doing our shadow work, going within, which is why Shadow Work Challenge that Bryce is hosting essentially on Esoteric Atlanta is such a wonderful thing that she's doing, and it's such a great opportunity to really truly connect with other people who are also going through that experience, but also to connect with ourselves, to connect with Creator and Source, and to connect with ourselves as well. I say all of this because you can very clearly see an individual here. The head is here. We have someone in another of those praying, prayer, yoga, kneeling positions. The head is here. The hands or the arms are here, like they're praying. And then there's the shoulder, there's the body, there's the back, and the legs. So here we go again. 4 readings in a row now where we see someone in that position. What else can I say? If you have not heard of the Shadow Work Challenge, I highly suggest that you go check out Esoteric Atlanta's channel 4 times in a row now. This is highly significant. So again, this is simply a reminder for all of us to do our inner work. Associated with this going inward, some form of documentation that has speed or an element of things moving quickly that's associated with it. With this going inward, we also do here have an indication of Scorpio. So in other words, a new beginning, some form of transformative process, the qualities and or characteristics of the sign of Scorpio. Regeneration, new beginnings, going within. We're in for a very interesting beginning of the week. Association, obviously, with this going inward, and there also may be the letter L that's associated with it just because of the way that it is formed. Here. And also the number 7 too. So 7 is like the esoteric L, Esoteric Atlanta, esoteric going within. I'm not a numerologist nor an astrologer, so this is just very basic. In addition to all of that, we do again have someone here who has their head bent. So for myself, whenever I see this, this generally means to me that there is a departed loved one who is helping with that scenario. Now, obviously, this could also be indicating like going within, connecting with yourself, connecting with God, Creator, Universe. But there is also this feeling of going ahead, even if some of us may be feeling a little bit down, we are still taking the step to literally keep walking and keep going ahead. We certainly are in for new beginnings, and there is a new opportunity, some form of unconventional stability, a new partnership that is being formed. We're happy with this. There is a sense of taking some time out for our own self-care. Truly, there is reassurance that is associated with that. The ability to see very far, seeing the overall grand picture of things, and also another partnership that is being formed. Documents, some kind of writing that is also involved. And even if we feel down or depressed, I think, I'm just speaking for myself, I think it may be normal to feel that at some point in life. But what's being shown here is that even though this individual looks like they're sad, they're downcast, they're still walking, they're still moving, they're still going ahead. So, if you do feel any sort of moment of setback, if you do feel like you are stuck and you're just like, oh, I need to take a time out. I'm not telling you what to do. All I'm saying is what I'm seeing here in the leaves. And there is someone, I mean, on one hand, it looks like they're moving, and another, it looks like they're standing. So it's an and or situation. It actually looks like more like they're standing still rather than moving. But if you do feel like you need a timeout, then by all means take a timeout. But there is something that's connected with that feeling of maybe feeling a little bit downtrodden or downcast or sad. But there are good things involved with that because we are receiving good things. It's some form of a portal, some kind of a new beginning, a new opportunity of some kind, some sort that does involve again writing. Some kind of a document, specifically one document, but there may be like 2 parts to it or something like that. And there is this new beginning, the opportunity, this new being able to see everything. So even though if we are feeling a little bit down, just please know from what I'm seeing here, there are so many wonderful things that are involved with this. I would say it's very short term. If we do feel a little bit, then we're going to start feeling, yay, that sounds very random, but there we are. At around that same time, also, if you again, just please know that things are definitely looking up. We have someone here. You can see, it looks like they're either dancing or they are also taking a leap of faith. Now, my angle is a little bit different here, but still, it's almost like this individual is a girl being shown as a woman, and she's just going for it. So happiness, joyousness, going for whatever it is that you want to have, celebrating. You have something to do with a partnership. It looks so positive. So if you do feel a little bit sad, please note that it's just, there's so many other wonderful things here, specifically at least 2 things to focus on. It truly is a matter of perception. And in that whole scenario, we do actually have a lovely dog, unconditional love, support, loyalty, commitment, protection, companionship. If you look at it from here, you can actually see an eye, a nose, a little mouth, and then we have an ear over here and an ear over here. So I hope that you can see that from your angle. With this leap of faith, this dancing, this joyousness, it may be a Cancerian connection. And if not that, the document involved, things are being tidied up, and there are potentially 6 different aspects associated with this. Unconventional stability that is related to all of this, and we're receiving a lot of very good things in this whole scenario. Again, there is some form of abundance potentially, as well as possibly a partnership. Multiple documents are involved, and there are some surprises. I mean, overall, generally, with this layout, with this entire cup, we are going to overall know where we stand. I would say for the next couple of weeks, there's constant activity in this whole event or scenario, and we are going to be seeing and knowing for the most part where we stand, especially as we get further into next week. Good surprises, sizable surprises associated with this portal, this new opportunity, this new beginning. We do have creativity, creating new things. Person, place, or thing with the letter E that is involved right here. You can see the letter E, and also possibly the letter C and or G, depending on how you view it. There's also abundance and prosperity that is beginning to take form at this point in time regarding that. And also the letter Y. So E, Y, possibly C and G. Multiple happy faces. So just please note that we're definitely in for good things. Here we do have a version of the number 7. So that's esoteric spiritual knowledge that is being presented. That is in relation to a partnership of some kind. It involves writing documents and reassurance. There are multiple documents. I'll stop saying that now for the just for the sake of simplicity, so I'm not repeating myself all the time, but there are multiple documents presented throughout this entire vendor situation. In this scenario specifically, there is likely some thinking, some talking and discussions, but generally speaking, we do know where we stand with this entire situation. I won't say this again either, but we do also have stability that which is being indicated. We also have a lovely angel, which is being shown right here. So angelic help, as a reminder, is involved in this scenario, which is always really nice to know. I firmly believe that we all have angelic help anyway. But however, I think it's also really nice sometimes to have reminders that the angels are around. Divine assistance. This is definitely in regards to an opportunity, a partnership of some form. Reassurance is being indicated specifically regarding something tangible, maybe a document of some form. There's definitely reassurance. There's an aspect here of abundance and prosperity which is beginning to take place. This relates to someone who has either like a slightly swarthy or a skin tone or a slightly darker hair, red hair. Definitely abundance and prosperity throughout this entire scenario already. So I won't say that again either, but we are definitely headed in for a wonderful couple weeks. Here we have yet again someone else taking a leap of faith. We may be experiencing some form of feeling inspired, going for whatever it is that we want to have. Another way that we could read this is that we may be feeling a little bit hesitant to pursue something, but we do have someone involved. This could either be ourselves or someone who is helpful. And this involves a person, place, or thing, likely a person, an individual, with a letter L in the name, a new opportunity that is being contemplated, and someone who is very magical, making things happen, potentially a fire sign. If not that, then things going quickly and easily. I keep seeing indications of this. Reassurance. Completions, finalizations, messages, news, and information that is on the way. This is very positive, big surprise, big likely not to do with a homeland or family. Possibly the letters E and L that are involved. We can see that here we have a bird. No, sorry, My apologies for the angle. It's a little bit off here, but from my angle, it's very clear this is a bird, and we actually have the letter E here. I'm trying a slightly new setup here. So rather than standing hunched over the phone, I'm sitting. So my apologies if the angle isn't quite perfect. A lot of stability here. If we are contemplating about moving, some of us may be thinking of it. I would say if so, not quite the right time, but definitely keep thinking about it, and it is on the way. So in this area here, we have lots of surprises. This is what I meant by the beginning of next week of February the 8th, and continuing on until that following week. 4 surprises, 1, 2, 3, and 4. They're very tightly grouped. I can't see what's happening inside of them. But example, yet again, here we have another happy face here, an eye, nose, and a mouth. Yes, we may have a little perturbed face there. However, I mean, we are going to be very happy, busy, and I would say overall excited for what is taking place. Here we have indications of messages, news, and information regarding the home and our family, and we do have some surprises about that. And also the letter E involved, person, place, or thing. There may be again a Scorpio or Scorpio-like connection with that scenario. So this is someone who is either Scorpio and or the qualities of that sign, the characteristics of that sign. Regeneration, new beginnings, going within, the mysteries, intuition. This leads to a situation right here. Another sign of Scorpio, a Phoenix rising. Transition, changes, new beginnings, intuition, going within. Also, this grouping here may have indications of Canada and the US, and I see that because it looks like a map, mostly of Canada, without Alaska up there, but mostly of most of Canada, most of the state of the US, a little bit of Florida, you could say down here possibly. Hudson's Bay roughly up here in the eastern provinces of Canada. It involves helpful individuals, 2 specifically, and a document and getting things tidied up, cleaned up, sorted out, and organized. Following that, we go to this grouping, right? Oh, I moved the leaves. I'm so sorry. But still, this is still a tree. This is still showing abundance and prosperity. Working with others, really getting things organized. There's someone who has an interesting hairstyle and or a female who is getting things organized, sorted out. This involves protection, intellect, and a document. For example, is yet another happy face, an eye, nose, and a mouth. And then we have this beautiful grouping right here. We have a version of the number 4 present here. Now, here we go again. So we have someone with their head bent down. This is likely either someone, this is someone with the letter S likely in their name. You can see the letter S. So even though it is someone sitting down, it's also a letter S. And this involves a movement forward regarding one thing in particular. A balance is involved, a new beginning, and a completion. Completions are not bad necessarily. Completions, we need the completion so we can have new beginnings. That can involve the angels and or stability. This is creating a loving, harmonious scenario. We can see a formation of a heart that is beginning to form right here. So it is very loving. We also have 2 individuals here who are speaking, who are in close contact. They are shaking hands. So there is someone involved who is likely a Scorpio with dark hair, and the other individual over here has like a reddish, lightish brown hair color, with a letter P potentially involved. You can see the letter P right here. 2 new opportunities specifically. Again, a reminder for perception, partnerships, getting things organized, abundance, helpful people. Actually, we have either number 4 or a letter Y and the letter H. Now, the H could also be a letter I, depends how you look at it, but for me, this is clearly an H. Either the letter C and or G, which is present, so these are people, places, or things. And a small reminder here also for, I would say, perception, glass half full, glass half empty. If we do start to feel a little bit down or feel like there's a temporary setback, just please know that it is temporary and we are headed for a really great time. A very positive scenario. We are receiving messages, news, and information. So it may be somewhat unexpected. It may even be like divine guidance that we are receiving, to ideas, to pieces of news coming towards us. I keep seeing references to the number 4. You can see another number 4 right here. So again, please take that for what you will. Unconditional love, support, loyalty, and commitment, and communication between people. And positive movement forward. We see someone here. There's the head, and then there's the body. Walking forward. Not feeling inhibited by any means, just going for whatever it is that we want to have. There seems to be a message throughout this entire reading as well. And now heading into the base, we can take a look here at this grouping. We are definitely going to be receiving a sizable surprise. This certainly involves a new idea that is being contemplated, a new opportunity that's being thought about. I would say even 2 of those. It may also involve the letter W, which you can see here. Helpful people are involved in this scenario, working with others. Again, people in close communication with each other, likely face to face. The letter M is present here. Person, place, or thing. The situation is unique because you can see a sizable archway, very clearly formed. Whatever this scenario is here, this is referring to a new opportunity, something that we are actually experiencing. There's a new tangible opportunity, something new, a new beginning. Also with that, again, with the letter M, 3 smaller opportunities. So we have 1 main one and 3 smaller ones. I will say this one more time. We do have multiple references to Scorpio. Here is yet another one. This is a formation, a version rather, of Scorpio with the phoenix rising with the head here, and then the 2 wings up here, and then the rest of the body here. We keep seeing references to this new beginning, transformation, transformative, regeneration, a new start, intuition, going within the mysteries. We keep seeing references to it throughout this entire next 2 weeks. So I'm very curious what this is going to be, but in this scenario specifically, there is a person, place, or thing, either with a J or letters, with the letters J or U involved potentially. And we are happy. We have a happy face right here. You can see an eye, a nose, and a mouth. And we also have protection that is associated with this. Now, some of us may have a trip planned. This would be looking into next week, the week of February 8th, and certainly the latter half or latter part of that week potentially as well. It does overall look like a nice scenario. It doesn't look to be too significant, but it would last for a few days, and we are receiving good things with it, and there is some form likely of protection and or a Cancerian connection that's involved. And now moving into the base, you can see just how busy it is at the end of the week of February 8th and heading into that weekend and heading into the following week. A lot of discussions, thoughts, words, ideas, basically a lot of things happening and not a whole lot of downtime. I would say that this is a message for us all to use the time that we have for this next 2 weeks to get ourselves prepared, ready, get anything done that we have to get done, and so that when things do take off and get really busy, we are prepared and we do have the time to focus on that. The person, place, or thing with the letter L, forward movement, possibly the letter T, Aries, new beginnings, happiness, leaps of faith, going for whatever it is that we want to have, surprises, protection, intellect, happiness, joyousness. If we look here, we can actually see a woman, who is dancing. It's going to be a good weekend. I think we're all going to be having a really great time. Again, we do have another number 4. And overall, it's going to be a very busy time. A person, place, or thing with the letter S that is involved. Again, there's this sense of joyousness, working with other people, multitasking, but even beyond multitasking, the ability to do things almost very quietly, very quickly, and get things done very efficiently. Here we have a child. See the head and arm. Like a little baby, a small child. Creativity, new beginnings, whether this is referring to an actual physical child or whether this is referring to like a creation of something new, a new beginning. Also working with other people, a partnership. To conclude partnerships, I keep seeing references to it, and to round things off, we have an eye, a nose, and a mouth, another happy face. So I truly and really do hope that you enjoyed this tea leaf reading. If so, please do consider subscribing if you haven't already, and liking this video, and maybe even and maybe even leaving a comment in the comment section below. All of these things, I know they sound really small, but they really help to grow this channel and to help get this news out there. So thank you so much once again. I truly appreciate you taking time out of your busy day to watch this tea leaf reading, and I hope that you found it to be helpful, informative, insightful, and maybe even a little bit inspiring. So I will see you again in a couple of weeks' time. Until then, hope that you have an amazing couple weeks and even better next week. Take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye, and thank you again for so much for watching.